What's going to happen in the real estate market in 2021? I'll make some predictions next on Tom's Take. You're definitely going to want to watch this one. So it is prediction time. We are at the end of 2020. 2021 is right around the corner. I know a lot of people are really happy about this for a lot of reasons, and what I want to do is give you some predictions about the market next year, and also let's revisit last year's predictions and see how I did and see what information we know now that may have been right or may have been wrong about 12 months ago. So let's start with the replay first. So we made 4 predictions last year. Rates will remain stable and might even go down. This time last year, mortgage rates were at 3.72%. We're almost looking at a point less. We'll chalk that one up as a win. Got that right. And we'll make a prediction about rates here in a second. Number 2, prices will go up because of low inventory levels. We've absolutely seen that. We talk about inventory in relation to price appreciation all the time. So we're 2 for 2. Number 3, there will be higher demand in the suburbs. This one's true, and not for the reasons that we thought. Obviously, the pandemic, no one really saw that coming. We talked more about there's a lot of families that are getting formed, moving outside of cities. There's a lot of decentralization, millennials and Gen Z coming to the market, which are still major factors. The COVID-19 pandemic seemed to accelerate that pretty heavily. And number 4, there's going to be more tech innovation in real estate. And what I know about tech innovation in real estate is I'm getting pitched daily on new apps. Here's how to make it more seamless for your client. Literally every day there's something coming out. All the major franchises have their own CRM right now. All of them, in my view, are pretty much the same, but they say they're better than the others. So it looks like we were spot on with what happened. 4 for 4 on predictions for 2020. So let's talk about this coming year. And we've got another 4 predictions we're going to go over. The first one, and this one's going to be very important here to a lot of home buyers and home sellers, inventory will go up next year after it drops again in the fourth quarter. Right now we're seeing about a 1 to 2 month supply, a little closer to 1 out in the suburbs, a little closer to 2 in Philadelphia, and I'm clear that number is going to drop in January and February, and then because of the vaccine, people are going to have a little more certainty in their lives. They're going to feel more comfortable bringing their properties to the market because a lot of sellers, they just hit the pause button totally this past year. So inventory is going to drop and then ultimately increase year over year when we get to December 2021. So, and I'm clear there's a lot of indicators there. A lot of expert economists are predicting the same thing. And the vaccine is giving people certainty. Remember a few episodes ago, there were 3 reasons why people were holding back from the market. It was financial uncertainty, health uncertainty, and uncertainty about life in general. And the vaccine's going to cure a lot of that for a lot of folks as we hopefully get past 2020 and we move into a new year, which I know a lot of people are excited for. Number 2, rates are going to stay stable the first half of the year. We're still going to see these sub 3% rates, and by the end of the year, we're going to see them climb up north of 3.25%. Doesn't sound like a lot. It's going to detract from buyer affordability. It's going to detract from the prices that sellers might be able to get for their homes because buyers can't afford as much as they can when rates are coming in 2.5, 2.75, etc. And that's something I'm clear we're going to start to see happen, especially with the new administration coming in, more monetary policy coming out. So the last part here too is rates can't stay this low forever. These are the lowest rates in history. And I'm clear at some point, we're going to see the Fed start to come out with some policy that's going to cause things to go the other way just a little bit. Not anything crazy, but enough that we're not going to see sub 3% mortgage rates by the end of next year. Number 3, seasonality is back in the real estate market. We saw the worst spring market in terms of volume of sales that I've been a part of for 2 decades. And we know why. We were shut down in Pennsylvania. We couldn't do in-person activities. There was a global pandemic. Seasonality is going to return this year after what's going to be the busiest winter ever in terms of real estate activity. And the reasons behind that are there's still buyers out there that wanted to buy a home this past year and couldn't do it because they couldn't find what they wanted. There was no inventory, a lot of the challenges we've talked about. So there's all this pent-up demand, and we've got this surge of millennial and Gen Z home buyers coming to the market. We've talked about this before as well. 74% of millennials are looking to buy a home in 2021. That's 54 million people. So that demand's still going to be there, and there's not going to be that kind of lull in the winter and then hot spring ramp up. It's going to be a total ramp up. And mark your calendars around 4th of July. That's when I anticipate things might slow down a little bit, as they historically normally do. And prediction number 4, there are going to be some players outside the residential real estate industry that will come in, look to disrupt the folks that are doing this on an industry level. One example we've seen so far is CoStar. If you don't know who CoStar is, they own the commercial real estate portal, and they bought the HomeSnap app, which a lot of professionals and a lot of consumers use, where you get sellers' disclosures on demand and real-time information coming from the MLS. They bought that app for $250 million in cash. CoStar has a bigger market cap than Zillow, who's right now the Google of residential real estate. So if you don't think that company's coming in looking to disrupt, there's going to be others. It's going to be people like Amazon. Netflix just made a $25 million donation to combat racism in housing. These are companies that may have their eyes on residential real estate, so I anticipate more of them getting into the real estate space and trying to disrupt things further. And it's not going to be your normal players. It's not going to be the Remaxes, the Realogies, Keller Williams, whomever. It's going to be people outside of the real estate industry coming in looking to disrupt and deliver the consumer a better experience. So those are the 4 predictions. Now, some of these might be right, some of these might be wrong. These are all the indicators I'm seeing as we head into the new year. And if you look back at last year's, we did okay. We got them right. So something to take note of and anticipate as you make real estate decisions heading into the new year. Catch everyone next week. Thanks for watching. You're definitely going to want to watch this one.